Hey folks, I'm going to give you a little bit of a general overview and my initial impressions of the NexusRider Tank500 electric scooter that I just picked up. So this is my NexusRider Tank. It's a 60 volt, 40 amp hour, 6,000 watt scooter. So you're looking at a 3,000 watt direct drive motor in the rear and a 3,000 direct in the front. Here's your left handlebar controls. You have a DY Island hydraulic front brake. This top button is for your lights. That's your power button. This DS switch, you would think is for dual and single motor, but it's actually always dual motor. When it's on the S setting, that's a lower power mode. The D setting is full power. Obviously the bottom is the horn, and the plus and minus buttons are how you interact with the interface as far as changing the gears, or if you're in the programming menu, how you change any of the settings in there. Your right side is pretty simple. Again, your brake up front, and then here is your throttle. So there's two ways to turn the scooter on. The first way is you do a single press on the power button, then you take your NFC card, lay it there, and it'll start up. To shut it off, you don't actually have to hit the power button. You simply take your NFC card, lay it back on, and it shuts off. The other way to start the scooter is if you long hold the power button, it will come up with this screen. It's kind of hard to see. And down here is a code that you have to put in, a passcode. I'll show you how to set your passcode later. It's important that you do that because if you don't have your NFC key, that's how you would start your scooter. So up front, we actually have the three main headlights with the LED rings around them. I think it's a pretty cool effect. And there's actually a running light there and a running light there on the deck of the scooter when you turn the lights on. When you turn the headlights on, if you like, you can long press the headlight button, and these top two will flash for increased visibility at night. On the rear deck of the scooter, you have those two running lights, brake lights, as well as turn signals. You can see on the side the branding. The NexusRider is illuminated with LEDs, and they sort of shift around in a rainbow color. It's kind of a neat effect. Very visible from the side at night. I like that. There's our numbers on the front wheel. As you can see, it's 3,000 watts, and it's a 100 by 65 on a 6.5 inch rim, which is commonly referred to as an 11-inch scooter tire. And there's our front caliper and rotor. They're the same calipers and same brake setup as my NexusRider e-bike, and I've got about 4,000 or 4,500 miles on that, and they've held up great. I've had to replace the pads, but they're readily available at my local bike shop or online. Here are the charge ports. It actually came with two chargers. You can charge a single charger at a time or dual. If you do a single charger from dead, it's about 14 hours to charge, 12 to 14. And if you go with the dual charger, obviously it's about half that. Here's a quick release. You can flip to adjust the height of the handlebars and go up quite high if you're a taller rider. So this is a folding scooter. Here's the folding mechanism. You take this larger handle, flip this back, and then you rotate this to unlock it. And once it folds, this will then key into this slot, and it'll lock closed so you can transport it and pick it up. Always make sure that's in the up position while you're riding, because that's the main lock for the folding mechanism. For rear suspension, we have this standard swing arm with an inboard mounted shock. Really effective suspension. No complaints on that at all. Front suspension, we have a dual crown suspension fork. Really beefy. Again, no complaints on the suspension whatsoever. It rides really nice on all sorts of different terrain. It also comes with this seat if you'd like to sit rather than stand on the scooter. To install the seat, you take out the 4 countersunk screws in the back, put the seat on, and then it also comes with 4 panhead screws that have washers attached. So you just screw that in place. And it has a suspension seat post. Obviously it's not a bicycle seat, it's wide, more of a conventional scooter seat. Really comfortable. When I first started riding, I used it a lot. Now I almost never do. My kids really like it, so I'll put the seat on for them sometimes. As far as braking goes, it actually has 2 separate braking systems. It has an electronic brake as well as the hydraulic discs. When you first pull the lever in, you're going to see an ABS light show up on the screen. When that happens, it basically has regenerative braking, and the hub motors operate as a brake. Once you start slowing down, if you continue to pull in, that engages the hydraulic discs. So that's when you need to come to a complete stop. You can use those. I think it's great having the electronic brakes because you're not going to go through pads near as fast as I do on my bicycles. I live in a really hilly area, so I burn through brake pads like nobody's business as a sort of a bigger guy on a heavy bike. Okay, here's a look at the digital display on the scooter. You can see the plus and minus button will run through your 5 different selectable speeds. The DS button will switch it from the S, which is basically like an eco mode, to D, which is full power. Toggling on the power button goes from the trip meter to the odometer to the VOL, which is voltage. So it's at 58.7 volts right now. You can see I'm about half of on the battery indicator. And here's the time that it's been running, and then back to the trip. On this side over here, this line right here goes up and down as you hit the throttle. So to get to your programming menu, once your scooter's on, you're going to hold down the plus and minus button for a few seconds, and you'll see this P0 come up. Now to toggle through the different programming options, you're going to use your power button. That's going to be your miles versus kilometers. That's your tire size. To get to this P7, that was the electric brake strength. I bumped mine up to 5 at one point. That was too much for me. It came at 3. I think you should probably just keep it at 3. And then for your passcode, it's P10, 11, 12, and 13. And those are going to be each one of the digits of your passcode. And here I'll long press my power button to bypass the NFC chip. And then you can see that little R or A000. I'm going to use my up button to change the numbers and my power button to go to the next number. And we're in. So if you don't have your NFC card with you, you can use that passcode assuming you programmed it and know what it is.